Can you guys hear me? If you can you please put yes in the chat? Hi everybody. I just shared the link on my Instagram so they will know that I am currently live on YouTube. So I'm just waiting a little bit for some more people to join, and then we're gonna get into this tutorial. I'm gonna start in like 60 seconds. Alright guys. Alright y'all, so if y'all don't know me, my name is Melanie, and today I'm just practicing doing a mock-up. I've done mock-ups before, but I usually use my MacBook, and I just got an iPad Pro, so I've never had an iPad before, so I want to see how much easier it's going to be doing mock-ups on my iPad. So I'm not using any keyboard, I'm just using the pen, and everything is just going to be touchscreen. So it's kind of going to be like trial and error. So now I'm in Canva. I downloaded the Canva app and I'm on that right now. I do have the Pro, but you don't have to have the Pro in order to use in order to do what I'm going to be doing, because I'm not going to be removing any backgrounds or anything like that. So it's going to be pretty easy. So I usually like to use the presentation, an empty blank presentation screen. And this was an idea that I have for an upcoming event, but my client changed the layout today, but I still want to do it. So I'm going to change the background of the screen that I currently have here to like a different color. Can't leave it white because I'm also going to be using white balloons, so I have to just use something like way off. So maybe a brown background, like a light brown or something. Alright, so that is the background I'm gonna stay with right now. Maybe it's kind of too dark. Let me lighten it up a little. I'm just going to be moving along. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to drop it in the chat box and I'll answer as I go. I have another screen open up, so I'll be able to see what you guys are saying. Alright, so now that I have my background, I want to use arches. So I usually click on elements and you can type in arch. And then you just choose the arch style that you want. I'm going to go with the basics. One of my arches are like really pointy at the top, and then my other arch is like round. So I'm going to use this one because it resembles the pointy arch that I have. And then I'm going to use one that's a little more round, or wider I should say. Maybe this. Okay. Oh no, that has 2 colors. Never mind. So maybe this one. So I'm going to be using these 2 arches. And they're almost the same size, but not completely. So this one is white, so all I do is just change the color. It's pretty easy to do. And then for this one, it's not exactly that color. It's a little bit lighter than that. So I'm going to change this to the color of the backdrop that I have in real life. So it's around that color. All right. So you can either stretch it and make it like bigger, or you can make it smaller, depending on the look that you're going for. But I think this size for me is fine. And I'm going to be doing like a signage. So I'm going to be doing "Oh Baby," because that's a pretty popular thing for baby showers. And that's what I'm basically doing, a baby shower. So I'm just going to look for a "Oh Baby" lettering. Okay, I'm going to use this one. Kind of take the exclamation sign off of it. And then I could also change the color of that. So whenever you want to change the color of something on Canva, you can just press on it and then you'll see the tab up here. Just press on it, you see the color up there, and you just click it. And I'm going to change it to like a goldish color, because that is the color of the sign that I have as well. Like a dark gold. And then you can make it smaller or you can make it bigger. I think this size is perfect. Yeah. All right, so now that I'm done with that part, here comes the fun part, which is the balloons. So when I'm doing the balloons, I used to do it another way, but then I recently learned like a new way that I like. So under elements, you can find frames, or you can type in circle or whatever you're looking for in the search bar. But usually when you scroll down, you'll see frames. So under frames, you can choose to use this circle, which is what I originally used to love using. But then I found this other circle that I think makes things easier. So I found this other one. So if you look at them, you can see that one of this circle that's highlighted, it has like a border around it, and I'm able to change the color. And that will help me see the balloons, or it'll help me see the fake balloons easier. And I'm going to show you guys how. So usually with this one on the left that I have highlighted, I can change the color. And then this is how all of the balloons would look. Like, you see it all comes together. But for this one over here on the right, I'm able to change the outer color. Say I change it to like a dark red, right? Or burgundy, a dark red. And then I can change the inner circle to a bright red. And that way I'm able to see the outline of each balloon or of each circle. But you need to make the outer color like really close to the inner color, but a little bit darker. That way you'll be able to see the outline of each balloons. So that is the direction we're going to be moving in today. And I'm going to be using that circle. So it's your choice. It's whatever you want. But I'm going to be using this circle. I like this circle with the border. So Okay, so I'm going to be using 3 colors. Usually I will find the color balloons that I'm using online. I usually find a 36-inch photo of the balloon because it has a rounder shape and it's easier to use on Canva. But because I'm going to be using double stuffed balloons, I cannot really find the picture of those online unless it's like from someone's setup, and it'll make the circle blurry. So I'm just gonna go in and create the color here on Canva. So I'm gonna click on the circle, and first I'm going to change the inner circle color. So I'm using white, a light gray, and baby blue. And the light gray and baby blue are going to be double stuff colors. So I'm basically going to be using Qualitex blue, pale blue in white. So I'm going to try to find something as close to that, because I know how it looks, but I just can't find it online. So it's about this color. The Qualitex pale blue and white is about that color. And now I'm going to change the outer circle to make it like a blue that is a little bit darker. Just so it'll be a little more easier to see. So I'm going to make it a color that's close but not all the way. Okay, so there we have it. And that way I'm able to see the outline of each circle. All right. Let me know if you guys not understanding. So for this one, I'm going to make gray. I want it a light gray. I'm going to be using Qualitex gray and white. So I'm going to get like a really, really light gray. So that is the goal right here. So now I got to find it. So I'm basically just creating the color right here in the color bar. So it's going to be about that, and then I'll just change the outer circle to like a darker gray. That way I'm able to see it. See, there we go. Maybe I can make it a little lighter. Wait. Okay, there we go. So now I have my blue, my gray, and now this is going to be white. So the inner circle and the outer circle is going to be all white. So I don't have to do much for that one. So these are my 3 balloon colors. And on Canva, you're able to duplicate. So these 2 squares, these 2 rectangle shapes right here, they're basically the icon for the duplicate. So you can just click it as many times as you want, and you'll get like a copy of whatever you highlighted. So I'm gonna create my garlands first and have them on the other side so they're ready to go. So I'm gonna duplicate this one. Oh, hold on. I'm gonna duplicate that one, and I'm gonna drag it over this side so I can create my garlands. When I make my garlands, I usually do clusters of 6 or 8. And I think I'm just going to replicate that over here on Canva. So I'm going to create my garland for each of the colors so they'll be ready to go. So I'll use like 8 11-inch or like 4 16-inches and 4 11-inches. And then, because it's just a mock-up, I'm going to do 4 big balloons and then maybe fillers, just to make things easier and just so we're not on the live for too long. So these balloons are my 11 inches or 16 inches, whatever. And then I'm going to make these like my fillers. I'm just going to put them in the shape of how fillers are normally looking. So I'm just going to make that 4. And I don't have to make all of these like the same exact size because that is not how I make garlands. Maybe I could just change the size of some. And then later on, I could go in and like add some like bigger circles to replicate like jumbo balloons, you know what I'm saying? Yes, I will be saving it so you guys are able to watch it later on. I can't really highlight because I'm using the iPad, so like I guess y'all have to pay attention while I'm talking because I can't highlight things to show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. So these are going to be my garlands. You can make the garlands whatever shape you want, but I'm going to go with this for now. And because I'm on the iPad, as I said, I can't like hold down on the mouse and like highlight it. So if you're using an iPad, here's a hack. Here's a hack you can use. So you click on one and you click the 3 dots to the right over here and then select multiple. That will allow you to select the items and then group them together, just as if you're doing it on the computer. So now that I have that selected, I just select all of these little circles. Oh wait, that didn't go well. Let me start over. Just selecting all of the circles and then I group, and that way I'm able to like move them. Okay, so I can make that a little smaller and I can duplicate it, and you can drag it. So now I have this the garland over here that I grouped together. I have that to use later on. So I'm just push it over to the side, and then this I'm able to move wherever. So I think I want to, I don't know. I think I want to do the garland over this side. Yeah. I can also make these smaller. I'm just getting these out the way. You guys, am I moving too fast? Let me know. And you're able to like turn it to position whatever way you want, you know? Pretty cool. So I want the bottom of my garland to have a nice little flow. So I'm going to start it like right there. Or maybe I'll just do the flow later on. So for now, I'm just going to add the base garland. All right, so I'm just going to repeat the same steps for each color. Duplicate this and bring it over here so I could create my garland. Create my cluster of 8. I'm just basically duplicating the circles. And then you're able to like stretch it, make it wider, or make it smaller. But don't create something that you know you can't replicate in real life. Like if you know you're not going to be able to create the garland that you're making on Canva, like don't even trick your clients like that. Like that's not even fair. Just make sure your mock-up can like match your work, because you don't want to be selling your clients something that you really can't like present to them in real life. Alright, so this is my, I think I want to make one of these balloons like bigger. And then bring these down a little bit. If you create clusters of 10 or 12, then you can just replicate that on your mock-up. So I'm going to group this cluster again like I did the first one. Hold on a bit. So to group, all right, I think that's fine. All right, in order to group this on Canva, I'm going to be clicking on one of the circles, then the 3 little dots up here on the right on top of the image. I'm going to click on that and then select multiple. And that will allow me to select all of these elements and then group them all together. So now it's all grouped and I'm able to like move the whole thing. I'm going to duplicate this and keep on the side so I'll have it to use later on. Because I don't want to create a cluster for every single time I have to add like one of the colors. So I'm going to position this over here. And then because this gray balloon is over and is on top of my blue, I don't want it like that. So I can just click on it and then select position and then send it backwards. And that way like my blue can be in front of it, or I can just leave it in front of it. But yeah. All right, I'm going to group all of this back together because I had to fix something. All right. Now I can move to the white. And I'm going to drag it over here and repeat the same steps. So I'm going to basically be... Oh, wait, guys. I think I want the white to have a border as well. Just like the other one. Because I want to be able to see it. So I'm just going to make the outer border like a little bit darker than the white. So I'm able to see it. Yeah, I think I'm able to see that. Yes, okay, so I'm dragging it over here. And then I'm going to create my cluster. So all I'm doing is just duplicating and resizing, you know. Just to create a cluster. Make it look like real organic-ish. You can make some bigger to replicate like your larger size balloons. And then you have some like smaller. Okay. So this is my cluster 4. And then I'm going to make some smaller balloons just to make it look like fillers. Usually I would do the fillers after, like almost at the end of the mock-up, but it's a live stream and I don't want to be on here too long. So I'm basically just making 4 large balloons and then 4 small balloons to replicate fillers. Like it's just a mock-up. So I'm going to group this all together again, same way I did. Some more people just came onto the live, so maybe I should just repeat what I just said. So I want to group all of this together because I cannot move it all at once right now. It won't allow me to. So in order to group it all together, I click on one of the circles, click these 3 little circles on top of the image right here on the right, and then select multiple. And that way I'm able to like select all of my elements and then group it all together. And this way I can move it wherever I want to, and I can size it down or make it larger, you know. So I'm going to duplicate this and keep on the side over here just so I have it to use later on. All right, so that is my white cluster. And don't worry, guys, it's not looking too pretty right now, but I'm going to make it look pretty. Don't worry. So that's my white cluster. Okay. And then, because I'm only using 3 sizes, I'm just going to go in and repeat the same steps. Just start with my blue. I'm going to click on the blue that I have over here. Wait. And I'm going to duplicate it and drag it. Send that one back to the side. Do you guys have any questions so far? Am I moving too fast? Let me know if I'm moving too fast. I could slow down a little bit. Right, so that's the blue, and then I'm gonna go ahead and get my gray over here. Duplicate it and drag it. Gotta make it smaller so it makes sense. And then I'm gonna get my white. Duplicate that and drag it over there. So as I said earlier, I want the bottom of my garland to have a little flow to it. So now the bottom of this garland look like real skinny. And in real life, that is how it would normally start off. And this is what I call the base of my garland. So in order to get my bottom to have a nice little flow, like stretch it out a little more, all I'm going to be doing is adding more balloons to it. So first I'm going to add some more blue. So I'm going to go in with some blue first. And usually I would just go in with like clusters of 4 or 6 when I'm making the bottom of my garland flow. But for the sake of the mock-up, we're just going to use the same exact clusters that we already created over that side. So I'm basically just going to be stretching the bottom. And then I'm going to go in with the white. I'm going with the white. Duplicate this, drag it over there, make it smaller. And then I can go in with the gray. Hold on. Before I do that, let me add like a jumbo white. So I'm going to use like a bigger circle as like a jumbo white. And I can make it bigger or I can make it smaller. And then I'm going to send it to the back. Like if you want to send anything to the back or to the front, just click on positions and then you'll see the option to send it backwards or forward. So I'm just going to put this jumbo white behind here. And I can make it a little smaller or maybe just a little bigger, you know? Yeah. And then I'm going to go with my gray cluster. Maybe can send that backwards a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And then to add more jumbos to the garland, you can just use these circles that we created over here, duplicate it, maybe not that one, the blue one, duplicate that, and then put up here, and then you can send it backwards, and then you can change the size of it afterwards. Jumbo balloons really do make a difference in your garlands, guys. I think I could use a white one right here. Okay, so far so good with the iPad. I think I like it better than the MacBook. This area right here looking real empty. I think I'm just gonna add like a white right there. Make it a little smaller. Yeah, looking real empty over here. And then I'll just add another white. Okay, now it's looking like some. No, send that forward. Okay. Hi guys, thank you for joining the live. Let me know if y'all have any questions. In reality, y'all, I wouldn't add anything to this backdrop right here, the one that I highlighted. The name sign will just be on, I don't know. But I usually add the name sign to the larger one. So maybe just put this one over here. I don't know why something looking real empty to me. Maybe I put the name sign on that. The old baby name sign. And then leave this one blank-ish. And then I'm just gonna make a little small garland over here on this right side. Just creating a short garland. Maybe a jumbo white right here. Send it backwards. I'm gonna add another jumbo up here on this gray. And send it to the back. Yep. Alright, y'all. Is there any steps that I missed that you would like me to go over? Let me see if I can find like a really cute mat to add. I don't like that one. I like this, but I wish it was a little darker. Let me see how it look. I really wish it was a little darker. It's not giving. I don't like it. I like these. I'm just showing you guys how you can add more like accessories to your mock-up. And they also sell a lot of like templates on Etsy. So if you need like an exact replica of a pedestal or a backdrop, they literally have vendors on Etsy where you can buy like everything from. Like literally. I wish that rug wasn't so like light. Okay, they have some more options here. These look like florins, not rugs. Maybe this one? I don't like it. Anyways, y'all, that's basically it for mock-ups. This is just something light. This was an idea that I have for an event that I have coming up, but my client switched up the whole layout, so I have to design something else. So I'll come back another day next week or so to show you guys. It's going to be like it's going to be like a circle arch frame, so I'm going to create like a garland on that using Canva. But this was just a test because I've never done it on an iPad before, and I wanted to make sure that I could live stream on the iPad and also create on Canva using the iPad and the pen. But now that I know that I can do it, I'm going to come back more often and like do more live mock-ups like I used to do. So maybe once or twice a week whenever I'm just sitting down. It's something really easy to do. So yes, stay tuned and look out for more like live mock-up videos because I think I like it, and like every time I do it I learn something more, and that way I get to teach you guys like something new. So thank y'all for joining the live today. Before I leave, I'm gonna take another minute. Do you guys have any questions? Let me know and I can answer them for you. One last time. I thought I had some pedestals in here. I was going to show you guys how to add like extra stuff to your mock-ups, but I don't see it anymore. Thought I did. I had a picture of a pedestal that I could add. Oh, I can show y'all how to remove backgrounds, but you have to have Canva Pro in order to remove backgrounds. So like if I want to add this table, so see this table has a white background. So in order to remove the background, does this not count with the Canva Pro? I think so. Alright, just click on the image and click on edit picture, and then you'll see remove background, and it's going to remove the background for you. Sometimes it do remove too much from the picture, but like most of the times it'll do its thing. So I just removed that background from this table. So let's say I'm gonna use that table as a cake table. I used this for a mock-up the last time because I had to create like something for Beauty and the Beast, and I used this table as a cake table, so that's why I have it. So that is how you remove backgrounds on Canva. Like it's so easy to use, and it's like another way to like show your clients exactly or give them an idea of how their event will look. But let me know what y'all think. And that is the end of this live stream, and I will catch y'all in another live stream, maybe one day next week or maybe tomorrow if I have some time. But